How are you doing, sir? Mr. Collins, how are you doing? I'm excited. I'm excited that you're taking today's class.
All right, that was great. I'm
Yeah,
doing well.
great to have you. Coach Kemi, good evening. Aishat, good evening. Njide, good evening. Major Vad, good evening. Ehi, you're welcome. Fund ELG Africa, you are welcome. Dr. Alo, I see you. Monet, we see you. Oluwafemi David, it's been a while. Oh. It's been a while we've not seen you. What is happening? After life coaching, we've not seen you again, sir. Mama Ope, you're welcome. Oscar, you're welcome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for joining. Please, in the Telegram group, can we just, blow up that group and say, everybody start coming out? Everybody, please show up. We're about to begin. How is everyone doing? I hope we are having a very good evening. Wherever you're joining from, I hope you're having a good day. Please, in the chat box, let me see, how are you doing? How has been your day? Okay, Joy says she's super excited and grateful to be here. Yes, and we welcome you. Thank you for joining. Njide, good evening, everyone. Yes, please, let's see. Let me see how we are all doing. Coach Christine, good evening. Chinedu, you're welcome.
Good evening, Coach Jennifer.
Good evening. Good evening. You're welcome. Coach Collins said it's a good day. Yeah. Njide said she's blessed and grateful to be here, making your way home after work. Oh, amazing. Good evening, Vad. Okay. So as we settle in, today's topic is special. Today's topic is beautiful. It talks about the emotion, right? Okay, and who else is going to take this session if not our dear Coach Collins? Excited to hear Coach Collins. See, everyone loves Coach Collins. Okay, so let me do a very brief introduction of Coach Collins as we begin. Coach Collins is an advanced integrative life and executive coach. Did you hear that? Advanced integrative life and executive coach, divinely called to resolve mess, mindsets, emotional, social, and systemic challenges. With a voice that ignites transformation, stirs hope, and provokes inspired action. Collins is an igniter of change in the lives of individuals, teams, and organizations. He's a certified professional in life and executive coaching, emotional freedom technique, neuro-linguistic programming, and other advanced energy psychology modalities. Through his unique integration of science, soul, and strategy, he facilitates deep inner healing and personal reinvention. Collins' mastery of transformational interventions helps individuals harmonize their mindset and headsets and heartsets, leading to restored wholeness, emotional balance, and peak productivity. When the heart and mind align, clarity emerges, suffering dissolves, and sustainable change becomes inevitable. With a wealth of experience across sales, leadership, coaching, therapy, and business transformation, Collins brings a multidimensional perspective to every engagement. Love it. He currently serves as the academic coordinator at OLCA Coaching Limited, where he empowers future coaches and leaders to awake their potential and drive lasting impacts. What a bio. With a clap of hands, let's welcome Coach Collins as he mounts the mic. Coach Collins, you're welcome. Take it away.
All right. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Thank you very much, Jennifer. Welcome, everyone. Thank you. So please, let's reach out to our other friends, family members who are not here. All right. Thank you very much. Today is going to be loaded, but I'll try to see how I can compress it. We're going to be talking about emotions and specifically emotional alchemy. Let me see how if I can share my slide. Jennifer, you will let me know when you can see my slide. When you can see it. All right, cool. So today we're going to be talking about emotional alchemy. How can you turn your pain to power, right? And what have I cooked for you people today? We're going to be looking at emotions and alchemy, what they really mean. Then we're going to go into the emotional alchemy itself, which is like transmutation. How do you transmute those energies? We're also going to be looking at our energy vibrational chart. Then we'll be delving into pain a little bit to look at the anatomy of pain. What's pain? Is it really good? Is it really bad? How can you turn pain, right? Then we'll also be looking at turning pain into power. I like to give giveaways. So I'll do one or two exercises that you can always use to also transmute your own energy. I'll also give you some tips. And if there's time, we'll do some Q&A. All right. So what is what is emotional alchemy? Basically, emotional alchemy is transforming difficult and painful emotions into empowering, constructive, and high frequency states. That is, you are moving from very low states into high vibrational states, right? And what are those things that can stop us from moving into those states? It's just like if we're all masters of our emotions, when you have a bad emotion or you have a bad feeling, we can just turn it like this. But there are certain things that stop us from doing that. One of it is unhealed trauma. That is painful experiences you've gone through in the past that are difficult to explain to somebody. It makes you feel shame. And they've happened from moments greater than 18 months. And anytime you think about them, it still freezes you. Because when trauma happens, it freezes you hormonally and in your muscular structure. It just freezes you and you begin to judge everything from that lens, right? Then emotional suppression. Oh, like men, like myself, Ima, we have been told men don't cry. That's how we have been raised. When things happen to us, we try to push it down. In fact, I chanced upon a video of one of the spokesmen in the White House. I don't know whether it's a real video, where he said he came in to deliver his normal job for the day, and he said his wife just died from an accident, and his children are in the hospital. One just even lost a leg. But he was saying, oh, that's not why we're here today. Let's go straight to the job. He has been trained to suppress his emotions. So it's also another very difficult problem. Yes, cultural and societal condition also falls into that. Attached to the identity formed around pain, right? People will say, oh, I'm disabled. But some other people will tell you, no, I'm differently abled, right? Some people, because of the attention they get from their identity, they want to stay in that in that box. I know in some other parts of the world, people are paid disability checks and all that. Some people want to identify with that. They don't want to leave that, right? Then unconscious belief, as we know, they say 100% of wrong beliefs are what causes stress and disease, right? So there are certain beliefs that are unconscious that are within you can lead you not to alchemize your emotions or move from where you these emotions that are not helpful into helpful ones, right? Then lack of emotional literacy. From my kind of work, right, you find out that most people don't know how to express their emotions. They don't know, they cannot define it. I'm sad. It's not, they don't go beyond these five. I'm sad, happy, shame, I'm ashamed, afraid. They don't go beyond that. And it's also a problem. Then resistance to change. It's difficult to change, right? So a lot of us also resist change, right? Then sometimes we also fear changing, fear experiencing the emotion again. It can prevent you from moving, because for you to actually get wisdom, you need to also face that emotion from a place of empathy, right? So this now will now take us into the vibrational chart. If you look at the chart, on the left is the different emotions. You will find out that each one of us are on different frequencies in terms of our emotions. The very, very high emotions, the people who are enlightened, right? People, you say, oh, when I'm around these people, I feel peace, I feel joy. Why? When you're around TC, it gives you an idea of the energy he vibrates, right? As you come around 200, 250, you'll be seeing people with courage, pride. But as it begins to drop, you see things like anger, despair. Those people who have high vibrational energies usually have an expanded view of life. Why those people who have these lower frequencies have a compressed view of life. There are so many things that are, so many laws that are here, but I'll just talk about three. You see, the law of attraction. Law of attraction basically says that we are magnets. Okay, that lights, can we all mute, please? That lights attract. So if you're in a constant state of fear, you'll be attracting things that will make you more fearful. If you're in a state of peace, you're bringing things that will make you feel more peaceful, right? Then we're vibrational. Everything vibrates and moves to a rhythm, okay? But the beauty of it is transmutation. That is, energy can never be created nor destroyed, but can be transformed to one part, from one form to another. And that is where the key is. And that is emotional alchemy, when we are able to transform that emotion. If you look at the right-hand side, you also look at, this is a spiral that shows those positive emotions and the negative emotions. You'll find out that in the positive emotions above the spiral, you see unconditional love, forgiveness, empowerment, seek for good, playful, positive. But those who are on the lower part, right, you now find out discouragement, despair. Look at the very bottom. You will see something like, the person losing the will to live. That's when you begin to see a lot of suicidal ideation. The person wants to destroy them or end it all, right? It's because they have been vibrating at such a low level. One of the danger about this is that it's not only you vibrating there, you can actually even transfer it. You can actually even transfer it. So we need to be very careful where we are vibrating. If you are vibrating at very low frequencies, you're going to have a contracted view of life. If you are vibrating at high frequencies, it's going to be expansive, right? You are going to be able to transfer that peace, that healing, that sense of acceptance to the universe. Another thing I want to also say is that human beings, right, we are optimized for consciousness. The will may be optimized for size.
Brother duty. Oh my
Please, can we all
God.
mute, please? The cheetah is optimized for speed, right? The ant may be optimized for size, but as human beings, we are optimized for consciousness. So if you are not able to be conscious, in other words of consciousness, aware of what's happening around you, to be able to manipulate energy, right? In fact, some authorities will tell you that we're on earth just to manipulate energy. So if you're not able to tap into that consciousness and begin to manipulate energy in your own favor, you may be in a lot of problems. All right, so now let's look at the anatomy of pain, right? There are several ways pain comes. Once you are alive, pain definitely is part of life, right? Pain may come from loss. It may come from losing a loved one. It may come from losing your dream or even identity. Oh, I'm the bank manager here. Something happens, you no longer have it. Oh, I'm a beautiful girl. Then you have an accident or you have acid burn or something. You're no longer associated with that level of beauty or that level of achievement. It's a sense of loss and it's very, very painful. Betrayal in relationship, organizations, or even yourself, right? For some of us who have working experience, you find that betrayal is very common, sometimes from your organization, sometimes from your boss, and they are very, very painful. I've also gone through that too. Very, very painful. Abuse, there could be emotional abuse, there could be spiritual abuse, and also physical abuse. And sometimes failure as a parent, failure in your career or your personal goals, this is painful. Interesting enough, do you know that the part of your brain that responds to physical pain is still the same part that responds to emotional pain? So emotional pain is real. You will feel it as pain in your body. But one thing is that pain disrupts your sense of identity and security. I'll still come to this in a bit. And sometimes, in order to, if we're not able to deal with it, it leads to bitterness, depression, addictive behavior, and even self-sabotage, which is quite painful. But there's this quote from Anthony Robbins. Sometimes it can be empowering, and other times it can be very annoying, which says pain is part of life, but suffering is a choice. So are you telling me that my own suffering, I choose to suffer? Yes, unfortunately, that is the truth. Because pain is part of life. You can have it at any time. But you have a choice in that matter to move it from one form to another so that it can sustain you or so that you can have a more meaningful life, right? Then pain is not only always bad. right? Pain can also lead you to have a deeper connection with God. For people who have been depressed, who have gone through very difficult things in life, you find out that it is that spiritual journey you went through, that journey of growth, that journey of pain has helped you to develop a very powerful relationship with your creator, right? In fact, once you are depressed or you're in that place, there are two roads you may follow. One to a road of despair and the other one to a road of hope. Whichever you follow may decide how your life will go, right? Pain can also help you rediscover your purpose. Why am I here? What gift am I here to give to the world, right? It can help you develop a high sense of emotional intelligence, even emotional resilience, because there are certain things that you see and there's things no longer scare you, right? Because of so many things that you have seen. And it can also help you reevaluate your priorities. Like I used to tell somebody that until you are sick, you will not know that health is wealth. Until all the money you have cannot save you, you will not know that health is wealth, right? So once, unfortunately, that person is sick, if he turns around his priorities and know that, my priority is something else and not just this money, right? Some of you may now be asking, how can one transmute their energies so that they don't stay in this pain, they don't stew in it, don't go into maladaptive behaviors and all of that. So there are 5 things you can do. The first thing, right? Just like an alchemist. An alchemist in those days is somebody who tried to change base metal into gold. They try to change lead into gold, or they begin to look for what we call the elixir of life, what will make people live forever, right? That's their own researchers at that time. So how do you change a very dark, gloomy emotion into a bright, purposeful emotion, or even having a purposeful life? The one is to face that situation without judgment, or that pain without judgment. In EFT, we teach where you accept your pain. We use words like, even though I have this, you don't run away from it. Even though I am depressed, I deeply and compassionately love and accept myself just the way I am. And it is a very powerful, powerful way of accepting what has happened and turning it into something else, using love to change it. We also do it a lot in child work. Another thing you can do is to reframe the experience. Is by asking yourself, what has this pain come to teach me? Regardless of what the pain is, this divorce, what has it come to teach me about myself? Me losing my job, what has it come to teach me about myself? This pain, this disease, this sickness I'm currently facing, what is trying to grow through me, right? How has this thing shaped my behavior and my purpose? It is not asking yourself, why always me? It's asking, what has it come to teach me? It's not asking, it's not saying that life is bad, it's saying, what is life trying to teach me? Because I hope you will know that life is amoral. That is, it doesn't look at good or bad. It comes to bring out what is inside you, right? That's what life comes to do. So we should keep that attitude of asking the right question. What has this pain come to teach me? What does it awaken in me? How does it shape my values? What is trying to grow through me? As you begin to ask such questions, the answers will come. In fact, it's often said that if you ask the right questions, you will have the right answers, right? Another thing again is to forgive strategically. You know, when certain things happen, we find it difficult to forgive the offenders. We find it difficult even to forgive ourselves, right? We often tell people that forgive your younger self for not knowing what you know now. But let's say you are 50 years now. The way you think now was not the way you were thinking 30 years ago because you've grown. And so you have to look at the way of forgiving that younger self that made that mistake, that went into that relationship that today is trying to become something else, or that did one fast deal and is now becoming something very, very painful, right? We should learn to forgive strategically ourselves. If forgiveness doesn't mean you are letting the other person off the hook, it means you are setting yourself free, right? Because if you don't forgive, the pain, everything is here. In fact, in energy work, right, you are, yes, we are one and the same system, you and the other person who has asked them. But we also know that karma happens. The person will get what is coming to them. But if you don't forgive that person, you'll be that remembrance, you are attached to it. So for you to cut off yourself from what's going to happen to that person is to learn to forgive. Yes, it's not as easy as it's been said. So that's why in many cases you may require professional help to help you go through it, right? Then reclaim your identity. Like I said earlier on, that one of the things that happens to us when we are traumatized or we're in pain is that we lose our identity and our voice. You lose your voice. You lose your identity, a sense of who you are. I give a common example I usually give. Let's say in your place of employment, you are the top star. You are the top star. Something happens, or maybe there's a disagreement between you and the company. You go your separate ways. You say, in 2 weeks, I'll get a new job. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, 6 months, 2 years, you've not gotten that job. Your sense of self will definitely change. You begin to question yourself. Or you got into a marriage, you got into a marriage because you understand that love is blind. The marriage now opens your eyes. You know, and the person makes you feel unworthy. But I used to be this, I used to be that. Do you understand? It changes your identity. So one of the ways you can do, and also therapy also helps do this, help you to do this. And some of the things I will teach you shortly will also help you to reclaim your identity and your voice. Then finally, you need to channel your pain into purpose. How do you do that? You begin to ask yourself the question, what do I have, or what has this thing brought to me that I can give to the world? What has this thing brought to me that I can give to the world? What light do I have inside me that I can shine to the world to direct people? From my interaction with most coaches, therapists are people who have also gone through difficulty in their own lives, but they have decided to now bless the world based on their experience. They've decided to bless the world based on their experience, right? So it's another way of turning your pain into purpose, right? So yes, I think we still have some time. Like we talked about, emotional alchemy is actually transforming negative, painful experiences or emotions into powerful, expanded, and expanded emotions or states, right? So, once you are stressed or once some of these emotions happen, you go into a state of flight or fright. You go into a stressful state, and you find that things like blood will leave your executive center and go into other parts of your body, wanting to run and to go into your hands and legs, right? So some of the things you need to do is to reverse that process. Okay, you need to reverse that process. One of the ways of reversing that process, I'm going to teach you three, right? So learn it is things you can, these are things you can always use anytime in your life. So one of it is something we do unconsciously. I don't know how many of you have heard the bad news. You heard the bad news or you make a mistake and you do something like this. Wow, damn it, right? All you needed to do was to make that stay for another 2 or 3 minutes. And we'll do it now. Why? Your blood is electromagnetic. Your hand is also electromagnetic. So once you put it here, blood begins to go back. Begins to go back to your executive centers. So I want every one of us that is here, in the next 2 minutes, I'll watch the time. In the next 2 minutes, I'll watch the time. In the next 2 minutes, let's all do this. As you do it, begin to take in oxygen gently into your nose. Just breathe in and out gently. Let's all do this. You can use any hand. Let's all do this. Another way of doing it is you can either use two of your hands and put one on your temple. It still serves the same thing. So it depends whichever is more comfortable for you. But let's hold it for like 2 minutes. What it does is it electromagnetically it draws the blood back into your brain, taking you from a state of flight and fright, right? It takes you back to a state of calm. Takes you back to a state of calm. Let's just do it a bit. Just hold on a bit. Hold on a bit. Let me try to find it. So it's 6:24 now. We'll put our hands down in by 6:26. Just try it. If you're not driving, if you are driving, you do it later. If you're driving, you can do it later. Just, you need to take your breath deep in. Just take it gently in, out. You can put your attention on your breath as you are doing that. It has a relaxing feeling. One minute more. 1 minute more. Just allow your breath to go in and out as blood begins to go back into your brain. We're almost there. For some people, because of the level of your stress, it may take up to 3 minutes or 4 minutes. Was it okay? All right, okay, great. That's the first exercise. Right? Anytime you see yourself being overwhelmed, you see yourself moving down the spiral. Remember the spiral I showed you just now. You see yourself moving down the spiral. Just take 3 minutes to do that. The next exercise I will show you is where you combine what we call the triple warmer and the heart center or the heart chakra, right? How do you do this? You know, the heart chakra is like this energy center of the heart. It tends to protect the heart, and from the heart begins to send energies and then begins to send energies out, right? The first thing you do is you take your hand, place it over here. Your triple warmer is a meridian that runs all the way to the back of your back through your eye here. It's what turns off the stress, the flight or fright system, right? So if you see my hand, it's just here. If you see my ring finger, this finger, there's a point here. For those of us who have done our energy psychology class, you know what we call the nine gamut is here. It's here between your knuckle, this knuckle, the pinky knuckle, and this other knuckle. There's a space here. You put it over your heart. You start tapping it. Start tapping it. It has to be on your chest. You start tapping it. Start tapping it. It takes a few minutes. If you find out that you are thinking about your problem is causing you anxiety, it's causing you stress, or even if you're already stressed already, just be thinking about it and be tapping here. Put it over your heart. Just be tapping that, tapping it. I hope you guys are doing it. These are cheap hacks that can help you to move away from very difficult emotions or difficult states into states that can be helpful. Put it over your hands. You do it for about 2 or 3 minutes. I hope you can see my hands. You do it for about 2 or 3 minutes. Then if after that 2 or 3 minutes, you still find that you're still a bit stressed, change to the other hand. Change to the other hand and begin to do that. Change to the other hand, begin to do that. Right? Okay. Is anybody doing it? Let's try it. Try it. It will help to calm down your entire system. Help to calm down your entire system. And I would always love to do breathing with it because it's very, very powerful. Breathing with it. It never goes amiss. Just gently breathe in. Just breathe gently. Just breathe gently. Gently. So I'm showing you techniques that you can always use. You can always use. Then the third one is what we call hugging the heart, or some people can say high-fiving the heart, right? Anytime you see yourself, you are stressed, you are moving down the spiral, you are moving down where you don't like the way you are feeling. All you need to do is you see your two hands. Like I said, the hands are electromagnetic. You put them over your heart, and you begin to recite these words I'm going to share. You are reciting the words because your what we call the vagus nerve is behind your voice box, and it goes through the major organs in your body, from your head to your abdomen. It goes through most of the organs, right? And is that the nerve that also works on flight and fright, and it also affects your immunity. So if you want your immunity to be boosted, your stress level to be reduced, and for you to be optimal, you can also do this. So this is the third one I'm showing. By 100, I'm just showing you guys 3. All right, so you put your hands over your heart like this, and you say, I am well, I am safe, I am loved. You can throw in I am whole. I am well, I am safe, I'm whole. Right? For some people, all they need to say is 10 times, for some 5, for some 20 times, or for some 30 times. But the rule is say it until you begin to feel it. Say it until you begin to feel it. So for somebody like me who always does it, so mine will be faster. But for you, if you don't do it frequently, just start. You can start from today and start doing it. All you need to do is like this. You are combining both your vagus nerve and your heart chakra. Doing this. I am safe. I am well. I am loved. I am whole. Those are the kind of words you use. I am well. I am safe, and I am whole. And your mind will get it. It's another very powerful exercise. Another very powerful exercise that you can also do. So I've given you three, right? Three ways to quickly transmute your energies from lower vibrating energies to higher vibrating energies. And so there are a lot of tips there. You can do breath work. I'll ask Jennifer to share that of the catalyst where he talked about the anxiety, how to deal with anxiety, where he taught the 4-7-4 breathing technique. I'll share with her. I think you shared in the group. You can also journal your feelings. You can also bless your emotion. This one looks or sounds kind of strange, right? Where you bless your soul. Thank you to this. And you say thank you to this emotion for bringing this thing to my awareness. Like I said, we are optimized for consciousness. Thank you for this anger, for bringing this to my awareness. Because anger is trying to send your emotion to your attention to something. And shame is trying to send your attention to something. Use powerful anchors. We teach this in NLP, where there are what we call buttons in your body. Once you press them, it takes you straight into the more empowering state. Seek professional help, right? Tapping, EFT tapping, also quite powerful in that. Exercising, doing some creative visualization, and grounding and connecting with nature. How many of you saw the video of yesterday talking to the plants? So you can go and be talking to plants, talking to fish, goats. I hope they don't catch you. You can also begin to try to connect with nature. Yeah, like I said, always remember this. We are optimized for awareness. Nature is talking to you, life is talking to you. We are the ones, not just not just going, not just go. Will I say not just answering or listening? With the way we are going, I think I'll say I'll have time to even tackle one or two questions. Right? Yeah. I want to also leave you with this quote that says, "You did not just survive; you became the flame." That is a quote by Arrowhead saying, it is one of the greatest realizations you will have in your life, that whatever has come or is happening, it has come for you. It has come for you. It's not against you. It has come for you. So that you become like the phoenix. The phoenix is a mythical bird that is found in several traditions. It's a mythical bird anyway. But that when it grows old or it senses danger, it gathers a nest of aromatic wood, sets it on fire, then from the ashes of that fire, it begins to rise anew. It begins to rise anew and become a new, different, young, viral bird, right? And that is what we should do when we go through fire. We'll become the flame and rise out of that ashes and become new. Pain was not meant to kill us. Pain was not meant to put you down. It was meant for you to go to your next level of evolution, your next level of transformation, right? Then even as human beings, we always have a plan. Oh, I will go to school, get into university, get a good grade, come out, marry, be successful. But sometimes we find out that life is like this because God has his own plan. His plan and your plan are very, very different. But what I will admonish us today is that even though you don't trust God's hand, just like somebody making the clay, the potter mashing the clay, you are, what's happening? If you were the clay, you complain. But at the end, when you see the vase that comes out of the clay, from the clay, you become very, very happy with the beauty. So even though you don't trust or you don't like God's hand, trust his heart. That his heart is good and is molding you and is taking you somewhere. It may be difficult, it may be painful, but learn to acclimatize that pain. With that, I open the floor. I think we still have like 10 minutes, Jennifer. We still have like 10 minutes. I think we still have like 10 minutes. If we have, so I'll open the floor for questions. So if you have any question, please ask me. If you have,
Mr. Collins, someone has a question. It says, can you elaborate on creative visualization?
all right. Okay, what that simply means is that you begin to, I don't know if you are new to visualization, right? But you begin to see the state of where you are going, what you want the future to be. If, for example, if you're in a hole, the first thing you should do is to see yourself outside the hole or see yourself climbing out of the hole. So that creative visualization basically means that you begin to see yourself in that state that you want. Yes, I may not be a multimillionaire now, but you begin to see it, you begin to plan for it. Yes, my business is just struggling now, but you begin to see it and see the resources, right? Because where it is often said, and TC also says this, that focus creates blindness. When you are focused on where you are going, you are blind to the current reality, because the current reality, as it were, is just a distraction. The current reality, as it were, is just a distraction. You focus on God, you focus on where you are going, not the immediate pains that may be around. Because trust me, in this whole universe, in this whole system that God has created, there's a system to the madness. You may not see it now, you may not understand it now, but you need to focus on where you want to go. Like I also said earlier, that we are magnets. Once your heart draws to you what is here, what you see in your mind's eye sense signals, and what you feel, it draws it towards you. So it also helps you to get our resources, or to bring that goal closer to you. So is there, yes, energy flows where focus go under. Yes, you're correct. Let me also check, sorry. Let me also check if there's any other question. Any other question, or is there anybody that is stressed, very stressed here, that is still here? Is there anybody who wants to transmit a current emotion that they are feeling? Is there anyone who wants to transmit that? Okay. All right. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right. So any other question? Any other question? Any other question? Any other question? You have time now. You have time. Ask me
As
questions.
in,
You have time.
with
You have time.
free intervention.
You
You
have
can ask
time now.
question
So
with
ask me.
free intervention.
All right.
Okay, great. Chinedu has a question.
Yes.
Please unmute your mic and ask. Chinedu, please unmute your mic and ask the question.
Yeah,
Jennifer,
the mic wasn't mute. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I was. The mic wasn't unmuting. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well done. Powerful session today. What I want to ask is, what sort of rituals or daily rituals would you do? Do you do personally to help you? You know, like trials is part of life. Is there anything you do to kind of allow your body to be more absorbent, to being that warrior mindset, that conqueror? Can you share what you do personally to ensure that you do so? For example, one of the things I do is I like to go for a jog, and there is cars, dual carriageways. So it kind of makes me think, wow, you have to be big and tall, stand tall. So it'd be good to share your thing as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Chinedu. Yeah. In fact, in TC's book, The Great Commander, he says how you sleep determines how you wake up, right? So for me, one of the things I do is gratitude. I give gratitude before I sleep. And I say these things to myself. I don't know about any other, but this is what I do to myself. Before I sleep, I zero my mind of any issue that is going on. I tell myself that I give gratitude. I say, Father, I thank you because I have no problem in my life, or any problem I face, I have the solution, or they are solvable. Those are about the last things I say to myself before I go to sleep. And I sleep very well. If you know me, I sleep very well, regardless of what is happening. I sleep very well. Regardless, 8 hours. I don't play with it. If you try to get me from 9 o'clock, you won't get me. 9, 10, I don't go. You understand? So before I sleep, I say, Father, I thank you because I have no problems in my life. Every challenge I face, they are solvable, right? Then I begin to take in deep breaths, in, out, just breathing in, out, intentional breathing, in, out, in, and I'm before I know it, I'm lost. When I wake up, normally the normal prayers, right? Then I also take some time. This is also a recent habit. Take some time to visualize my goals, right? Try to visualize the goals. What do I have? What do I want to do, right? Then when I stand up, I go do some exercise. Even if I cannot walk long, I walk around my house severally. I walk around my house severally. Then after that, I sit down to do some tapping. Some of these exercises I just showed. One of these exercises I do them personally, right, to help calm the system. So you are ready for whatever is coming. And like you said, exercises is very good. Well, it gives you resilience. It makes the feel good hormones, right? They build up. You are more resilient. The feel good hormones build up and prevent the not so good hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. It doesn't allow their volume increase so much, or it tends to balance it out, right? So those are some routines. Yes, I also. All right, so I'll answer John in a minute. I also try and read. It may not be in the morning, but I try and read something during the day. So that those are some of the things I do. Then for hugging the heart, like I said, you place it on your heart. The heart chakra is here. I know your heart is here, but this is the center, right? You place your hands like this, and you say, "I am loved. I am well. I am whole. I am loved. I am well. I am whole." You can also add words like "I am safe," right? Because, like I said, your safety and identity are some of the things that are broken when you are stressed or when you're traumatized. Why? Because for you to be stressed, it means that what you have been doing before you're not finding it more difficult to do it. So your identity is changed, or your sense of self is changed, or is being challenged. So all you need to do is do it. I am well, I am loved, I am safe, I am home. Those kind of words, right? Do your I am statements. You begin to recite them. You recite, the rule is you recite them until you begin to feel it. That is the rule. And why it's quite powerful, you are combining the triple warmer, which starts from here. It actually starts from this finger. Yeah. Here. Starts from there, from here, all the way back towards to your eye, right? You are combining with your heart center. Okay, so I'm just raising this a bit just to show you, but it's going to be on your heart. So it's here. This is your finger, this ring finger. Just come, there's a hole here. That is where you tap. That is where you tap, and just be breathing in and out. If you do this for some time and you feel you're not, you can also do the other hand just to combine it. So let me look at the other question. Let me look at the other question. Okay, Joy, I guess I've also answered your question. Then I said, if, for example, you find yourself overwhelmed, you find yourself anxious, another thing you can do is your hand, you place it here, leave it for about 3 minutes. Your hand is electromagnetic, your blood is electromagnetic, it's drawing the blood back to your head. Okay? Then I also showed you where you put your hand over your heart, then you begin to hit here. So you can be thinking of your problem while you are doing it, or you're just calm and just beating it. You find out that your system comes down very properly. Yes, I think I'm on time. Is there any other question? We have 2 minutes to go before I hear the mic to Jennifer. We have 2 minutes to go. Any other question? I wanted to give you free intervention, but you ran away, no problem. But any other question regarding stress, regarding your emotions? Are you struggling with your emotions? You are struggling to change. You feel you are in a rut. If you feel you are in a rut, these exercises, just do them every day for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Just do them every day, every month. It doesn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes. Just do them every day. Your system will begin to start. Your system will begin to start to change itself. We try to alchemize itself. Right? I love that word. Tend to alchemize itself and help you go where you need to go. All right. So Jennifer, in the absence of any other question, I yield the mic to you. Oh, before I yield the mic to you, I also want to use this opportunity to invite people who are here to come into our life coaching course class, right? Life coaching is one of the, it's an intervention that is a leveler. Why? You can with life coaching, you can work with anybody from any phase of life or phase of life. You don't need to know their careers, anything about their career. You can coach them through it. You can also begin to coach yourself, and it gives you a different perspective of life. I often tell people, I don't know how many of you have tried to give advice, especially when you are doing well in what you do. People come to you for advice, or you seem to be an upward individual. People come to you for advice, but many times once you advise, they don't take it. But as a coach or with coaching skills, you are able to help them solve their problems without giving them advice. You will know that people know what to do. They are just only running away from responsibility. You know what to do. So with powerful question techniques, it's no longer a problem. You come, you give them, you give them, even though you don't even know the end of the problem, but just trust the process and follow through, and you'll be able to do that. And for now, you don't need any other qualification to come into our life coaching class, as long as you are an adult and you're able to, and you just want to help or make things different, right? Even in your own career, you can help you small steps change your career, because you begin to ask powerful questions in meetings, you begin to get to the source, and you're going to even manage your subordinates better. There's definitely going to be change. And for those of us who are life coaches, apart from being a profession, it's also a calling, right? You will later find out that it's also a calling, very rich. Then we also have a life design for those who are not, because life coaching for 8 days, but for those who are not coming for the full life coaching, you can come and set your goals for the next 5 to 10 years. And there's a science, there's a psychology, there's a energy for you. Some I've been talking about energy. There's also spirituality involved in setting your goals. Until you put all those things together, you will not be able to get your goals 100%. Right? So I want to invite you for those classes, and keep engaging in the community, because the more you engage, the more you share, the more we know how best we're going to serve you. We're here to serve you and take you to where you need to go. But if you don't engage in the community, we won't know how best to serve you, and how best to help you solve some of the challenges that you face. On that note, I yield the mic to Jennifer. Jennifer, thank you.
Coach Collins, thank you. Thank you so much. That was a very, very brilliant session. We really appreciate you. So let's hear what we're saying. Thanks a lot. Coach Onyi says thanks a lot. Great session. Sikidu says thank you. Njide says thank you. And thank you, Dr. TC, for opening these sessions to us. God bless you, sir. Yes, yes, yes. We really appreciate TC. Awesome session, says Joy. Awesome, brilliant. Thank you, Coach Collins. Femi says thank you. In fact, we are grateful. Coach Caroline says awesome session. Yes, it was really, really an awesome session. Thank you very much. And thank you all for joining. You heard the announcement. So this is a wholesome community. A very wholesome community. You know, the interventions we do speaks to both the body, the soul, the spirit. What else do you need? This speaks to every area of our life, right? So whenever we bring out these courses that we do, it's really to help us. It's really, really to help us. And people that have engaged in these courses, you can tell the difference. You will just know that really something great is happening here. So like Coach Collins said, I will encourage everyone to please, when we make posts, engage. Share your ideas. We can learn from you as well, right? We are here to help each other. So thank you all so much for joining. This is the 5th session, and by next week we'll be done. The person, I believe we all know the person that will close out the session. Yeah, is TC himself. So I want us to, show up as early as we showed up today. And oh yeah, we are excited about that. So, all right. Thank you all for joining, and God bless you. Have a very good evening.
Bye, everyone.
Emmanuel.